Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is Wednesday, which means that it's time for Real Talk Wednesday. I have with me my iPad, and like I said last time, we're gonna grow to love her. I have her so we don't forget anything. We have here with us my baby. He's here with me today. So if you guys hear a little cooing and crying in the background, that's him, my producer. All right, let's get down to business. For last week's video, I know, I went a little personal because I feel like I need to give you guys an idea of who I am and what I am about, and just so you guys can understand me on a different level. With that being said, this week's video is me being personal again, but not that personal, okay? So I'm gonna talk about something that I would say I used to do that I didn't know. Let me start over. The title of this week's video is Your Plate is Full, but so is your purpose. Okay? Your plate is full, but so is your purpose. I have my iPad here. I made some notes. And I just want to say, I know. Last week, I shared something really personal and heavy about my child, but that's not even the half of it. That's not everything. So I remember as a child, I used to move from one place to the next, really often. I used to be moving back and forth between homes, I would say people fostering me, but I wasn't a foster kid. My mom was just in America. So I used to be living with people all over the place. And I remember at one point I had moved from one situation to the next, and I was staying with this family. And I remember the living conditions there weren't the most ideal, but I don't want to talk about the trauma of living there. That's fine. We can talk about that some other time. For today's video purpose, I want to talk about stuff I used to do that really, I don't even know. I was preparing myself for greatness without even knowing. So I remember I used to wake up in the morning in these really bad living conditions, meaning I was in the house, but I wasn't in the house. I was in a cottage living on a nice house, So if you guys want a story about that, I can do a story time about that. But I remember waking up in the mornings and I used to go on my laptop and I used to play motivational videos. At the time I had a red HP laptop, and I used to listen to motivational videos. I used to listen to Denzel Washington. I used to listen to all of these motivational speakers, and the stuff that they were saying to me, I had no idea what they meant. I had no idea how I would get there. They would be telling me, oh, stay consistent, don't give up, don't do this, don't do that. But in the state or in the position I was in life, I had no idea how I was gonna get out of it, or how this was even, how this was even pertaining to me, or how this even made sense to me. It's like telling a chef and giving him pointers on how to be a tailor when he's a chef. So for me, I was in the gutters, but my mindset was I'm winning, So it was I kept listening to these speeches, and I kept listening to these interviews, I kept listening to these podcasts, and I never stopped. But you know what? When these stuff mattered, when I got out of the situation, I didn't know that I was going to get out of the situation. I didn't know how I was going to get out of the situation. I didn't know better days were coming. Even I couldn't see past my current day, but God did. Okay. So when I came to America and I joined the military, I can do a story time on that too if you guys would like. Just comment down below. Okay. When I joined the military, I realized that this is when I needed those tools. So I started remembering everything I was learning from those podcasts and those interviews and those motivational speeches. I started remembering, and I was like, oh my goodness. I needed those tools, not for the situation that I was in, but for the situation I was going to be in. If I wasn't like reinforcing myself with these stuff, I would have never been prepared for what was coming to me. But mind you, I had no idea what battle I was going to be fighting. I had no idea what tools I would have needed because I didn't even think I was going to make it past the current day. I really was prepared to, So this is what I wanted to talk about. Like, you might, let me pull my laptop out, my iPad out. You might be in a situation right now. You might be in a circumstance right now. You might be in a position in life right now where you're like wondering, what the heck? What the actual heck? You know what I mean? You're thinking to yourself, I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna stop working. Because your motivational speech might be going to work to do a job you don't even like, You do not know what you're preparing yourself for. The little, what do I say? Stuff that you gotta do, waking up early and little stuff that you gotta do, it's preparing you for when you get to the position and in the seat that you need to be in. When I got to my duty station, they did not like me. They didn't, because I was working hard, because I kept remembering everything that I was being taught, everything that I was listening to and was preparing myself for. They didn't like me, but guess what? I keep remembering everything that I was learning, everything. I didn't even know why I was learning all of these stuff. I was preparing to be a doctor when I was, you know what I mean? I was picking up tools and stuff that I didn't even need. You know what I mean? All right. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. 3 things that I feel like really, really, really helped me to keep going when I was in a position, in a situation where I was not comfortable. My grandmother always tell me, take where you get till I get where you want. And I know it does not sound ideal, but I feel like that was a good advice. I felt like that was good advice. It's not ideal, but it's something to know, like, you know what I'm saying? First pointer is, I'm sorry if I have to be looking at the iPad. Consistency builds discipline. Even if you don't like where you are right now, showing up consistently trains you. Discipline isn't built in comfort. It's built in the grind. The effort you put in today is what makes tomorrow easier. Next pointer. Lessons in the waiting season. Sometimes the position you're in isn't the final destination. It's the classroom. The skills, patience, and the mindset you're developing now are tools you need when you finally get there, when the door finally opens. Last but not least, preparation meets opportunity. When you finally get where you're supposed to be, you won't have to scramble to learn discipline. You will already have it. Your consistency today is setting you up to thrive in your purpose tomorrow. absolutely beautiful. I'm getting chills. I'm getting chills. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys learned something today, because that is what I want to be. I want to be motivational. I want to be able to help you. I don't want you guys to just be here watching me. I want you guys to be able to learn something and get something new every Wednesday, every video. And with that being said, I love y'all. Bye.